Well, the Australia Day Council is once again calling for the public to alert them to extraordinary Australians in our community.
Today they're opening up the nominations for a variety of Australia Day honours, including Australian of the Year. We're joined now in the studio by Adam Gilchrist, the chair of the National Australia Day Council, and Marita Cheng, the Young Australian of the Year for 2012. Good morning. Thank you both for being here. Morning. Adam, if we start with you, this is really the most significant award that's given out in Australia, isn't it, to honour our own?
Yeah, we think so. And you're right, honouring our own, it's a process where anyone is able to nominate any fellow Australian who they feel inspires them, inspires our nation, and contributes to making our nation, be it in a local community or right across the nation, makes that nation a better place.
Marita, give us a sense of what it means to be nominated.
It's a really big honour. Like, when I got the phone call to say that I was one of the finalists for the statewide awards, I was really flabbergasted and just really confused about the process, actually. But the National Australia Day Council said, oh, this is what's going to happen, and that's what did happen. So it's been a really fantastic process, and I've felt supported all the way through. And
how does that nomination process work, Adam?
Yeah, as I say, we call for nominations. The Prime Minister will launch that call today, and you can do that online, australianoftheyear.org.au, or head into a Commonwealth Bank branch. They have nomination forms in there. We collate all the nominations. I think 31st of August is the cut-off date, and then from there, there's divided up into states and into categories. We've got 4 categories. Australian of the Year is the main award, and then Young Australian of the Year, Senior, and a Local Hero award. So we get all that together, excuse me, it gets finalised in state bodies, and then we inherit the state finalists as the national finalists.
Marita, we spoke to you on the program on Australia Day when you found out that you'd won this award. What's it been like since then, being Young Australian of the Year?
Yeah, it's been absolutely hectic. I've just been running around and travelling all over the country and meeting people, and yeah, it's been really busy, but it's been a lot of fun. I've met people all across the nation, and I'll continue to tour. I'm doing these things called Tours of Honour in August, where I'll be spending a week in Northern Territory, spending a week in Western Australia, and spending a week across Queensland and New South Wales. So it's really exciting.
And Adam, I'm sure Marita would attest to, you don't have to be famous to be nominated, as long as you're recognised for doing something in community.
I think you're spot on. I think all the recipients over the years have been people who don't set out and look for acknowledgement. They don't get into their field of endeavour and say, look, one day I want to win an award for this. They do it because they're passionate about what they do. Someone like Marita, as you say, you know, the rest of the nation at the time wouldn't have known who Marita is, but it's highlighting the great work that Marita and the other recipients do and contribute to our nation, be it that they might be high-profile people, but then again, they don't necessarily have to be. And there's a lot of unsung heroes out there that contribute to our nation. There's people that do it on the world stage, like our current Australian of the Year, Geoffrey Rush. But the great thing is, if they're coming back and, as I say, contributing to our nation in a local level, regional, national, whatever it may be, there's no stereotypical Australian of the Year. Everyone's in it if they get nominated, and that's the key. We need people out there nominating.
Yeah, and there's an equal number of Australian of the Years that have won prizes or recognition as being a scientist, as well as recognition as being a sports person. So, but yeah, both sports people and scientists have been acknowledged, which is really fantastic.
Because you're a champion for women in engineering, what feedback have you had over the course of the year from other young women who maybe hadn't thought about following engineering?
Yeah, it's been really fantastic. Like, I went to a school in Hobart last week and I showed them all these cool engineering projects all over the world, and at the end when they thanked me, they said, oh, thanks so much, Marita. You've shown us that engineering is so much fun and we can't wait to get involved in engineering. And it's, yeah, feedback like that that's really inspiring and makes me know that I'm reaching out to the people that I want to reach out to, which is the young girls.
I guess there has been some perception in the past that perhaps it's the sporting heroes that get acknowledged. But I mean, Marita, as you say, science is obviously very important. We've had leaders in that field acknowledged, and also the arts, Adam.
Yeah, that's right. The arts, there's humanitarian work, there's civic areas where people have excelled and contributed. a dozen sportsmen and women, a dozen scientists, and that's over a 52-year history. It was a scientist, Sir Macfarlane Burnet, who was the original Australian of the Year back in 1960. So all these areas of expertise and contribution are acknowledged. There's no favouritism one way or the other. There hasn't been a sportsman acknowledged as the Australian of the Year since I've been chairman of it, but I can't say that that's any particular reason from me being there. But yeah, we're a fortunate country that has amazing people who we feel need to be acknowledged, and we hope that the rest of the nation feel they should be acknowledged in this manner.
Marita, not that it's a competition or anything, but you did beat out the now Wallabies captain David Pocock for Young Australian of the Year.
Oh wow, that's, yeah, what a huge honour.
You're right. I mean, to sit on that board and try and make the final selections, it's a difficult process, and there are so many worthy recipients out there, not just the finalists that get there, but right across the many thousands of nominations that we get.
Adam Gilchrist and Marita Cheng, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us.